You saying no?
And
We are accountable. We are always accountable.
okay. I'm gonna switch gears here. We're gonna switch over. Chat's gonna love this. We're gonna switch over to the FBA versus ADOS. Um,
Yes, let's
n-
go.
I- n- n- Mia, have you ever heard of this term? Do you know what it is?
Oh, so I'm really showing the area that I'm from and the community that I grew up in because when you sent me these topics,
Stop.
I had to Google it. I had to Google it. I was like, okay, I'm not around enough Black people to know what any of this stuff is. So I had to Google it. And that's what I've been doing the last couple days is doing research. I even have my notes. I had to write it all down to make sure I wasn't wrong. It felt like a
All right.
college class.
So let's watch this first clip by Dr. Umar where he breaks it down. One of the shorter clips I have.
Just like American descendants of slaves, speaks to those of us who are the descendants of those who were enslaved in this land. They do not seek affiliation with necessarily with immigrants.
Oh, they don't seek
first generation
that's
Caribbean.
That's ADOS? Yeah.
ADOS,
Some
FBA,
form,
they're
yeah.
largely the same in
Okay.
terms of vision.
Yay,
Two different
RJ.
organizations, but the
Vision is the same.
premise, the philosophy and the premise is
heard of
largely
that.
the
So
same.
why I can't get with a white girl that
Foundational Black American, just like American descendants.
So pretty much there's these groups where one side calls themselves FBA, Foundationally Black American, and the other side calls themselves American Descendants of Slaves. And they're both organizations raising money with the same end goal to get reparations, which I understand, I totally get. Gray, what's your thoughts? Which group do you identify yourselves as if you do anything?
I mean, I'm a history buff. I mean, I would guess the term would mean that I'm a foundational Black American, but I look at African diaspora, so I just lump us all in the same category. I think us and Jews are the only people that really went through a massive diaspora. So, I mean, now we have technology with was ancestry and stuff like that. So we're very keen on where we came from. So I think it should be more we come as a group rather than separate. What about you, Mia?
So after doing the research, I kind of prefer the American descendants of slavery. So ADOS seems to be more to my liking because I'm conservative leaning, and they seem to be more of a conservative group, and they have a pretty hard line when it comes to being Black people first, Black people only, and that kind of I don't know, kind of sings to me. The FBA, when I looked into it, I'm not a huge fan of reparations. Um, I don't think that should even be a premise. Reparations are extremely difficult to do. And I'm just not a fan of the whole reparations.
Vulgar?
Yeah, I agree. Right. I feel like anything given by the government comes with a catch, so I don't want it. Um, I try to identify as American first. I can't do any other groups. Now I'll study them and do some of the. I think okay, we American first, but then like maybe we separate a little bit, discuss black issues or stuff like that, and then maybe come back out ready to do business. But I feel like a lot of these groups they're very divisive, and it just creates a huge conflict. And we're all in this country together, so why just be separate? People just like drama. That's what I'm seeing. People just like drama and need a reason to complain about something.
Hmm.
Nora is extremely upset about this stuff because her parents immigrated to the U.S. So, Nora, what is your feelings about this? And people say you're a tetherer and not black.
Well, this guy's arguing with me in the chat because you guys can go on our last video and I'm going to link it. We talked about, it. And I was told if you're Jamaican, you're not considered black. Even if you're actually, if you're of anything outside of being foundationally black in this country, you are not defined as black. First I've ever heard this. If you look at the census, black is anybody of African descent, or not of African descent, but of that is African descent. but they're redefining what the term Black is in this country. Now, do I agree that I'm not the same as a foundationally Black person, or my on my mother's side, they're not the same? Yes, I agree. But then to be told, like I told on the last story, that my grandfather, who was spat in the face by a KKK member and was called the N-word, that because he's a Black man, that he's not Black, is offensive. That for me. But I get it. When I talked about it today with D White, he broke it down to me, and I get it. I get the grip they're doing. If we can take these people out of the 15 or 13 to 15% that are Black in this country, we have a better fight for reparations. That's what they're doing. I get it. You see the breakdown of it. It's all about money, and I get it. You guys want your reparations. I totally get it. For me personally, I support reparations. So before the chat comes for me, I support reparations, and I'm going to tell you why I do. I do because every other group that this country has wronged has gotten it. The Japanese from the 1940s internment camps, the Jewish people from the Holocaust, the Native Americans from coming here. So why should foundation Black people not get it? I think they deserve it. I think we should cut the check so we can move on and stop saying that we have, these systemic things in place. Maybe we can move on. But I'm going to tell you, the next group's going to
You
come in with the
forgot to
next.
say 40 acres and a mule too.
Oh, excuse me, 40 acres and a mule. Give it to them. But last thing, Vulgar, you're going to like this. But the next grift will come in once that check is given. You know what they're going to say in the next grift? Oh, we don't have generational wealth, so that's why we're oppressed still. It's a
They spent it
mindset.
all.
It's a mentality. But Vulgar, Vulgar, you get, maybe you can break
Yeah,
it down
no,
better. It's a mindset. It's to keep us controlled and in chains.
we're not. Do you remember Dave Chappelle when he had the
Yeah, I know this.
reparation
I
skit?
was thinking of the skit too, when they like
Yeah,
have all the rims and like
bought
why
all
they
the
spend the money.
Cadillacs. And old boy
Yeah.
bought the
Mhm.
cigarette truck. That's what it'll be like. Like we're not prepared to receive something like that. Like
And
we
that
can't
is
even
like,
look at the stimulus. We blame these corporations, but look at the stimulus checks. When people got the stimulus checks, so I'm in the, I do a lot of music stuff, right? So I didn't get the stimulus checks, um, but I was ordering music equipment at this time, this is true. I could not get a certain microphone because they were all sold out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in
oh
2020.
wow.
Yeah, there was a certain microphone I was getting because I was working with an artist, and yeah, it was sold out. Like a lot of music equipment was sold. So many people bought music equipment with those stimulus checks.
Oh, you said around the PPP loan and all that people were going
Yep.
to go. So you feel like most Black people want to be entertainers, whether it's music, sports,
Yep.
and YouTube. Okay. Well, I
Yep.
guess I fall in that category. I'm right here on YouTube. I mean, all four of us, really.
All of us. Yeah, all of us.
And according to their definition, Marcus Garvey would not be Black. And that's why I'm against the whole movements. Because for me, you are dividing Black people even more in this country when we are very divided as it is. And I'm for unity. For me personally, I'm for unity. And I've been told by Foundation Black people, well, why should we be united? Because, immigrants come here and they get special treatment. Another chain on your brain to make you feel like you are less than. For me, that's
Well,
my definition.
well,
Yeah.
the FBI kept talking about, because I watched the videos, they're on their YouTube or whatnot, and they kept talking about the reparations and how the Native Americans do it, and it's like Native Americans here in America do blood quantum. So then now we have a whole host of blood quantums. Now we have to register. Now we all need blood tests. So how Black do you have to be? How much foundational blood do you have to have in order to qualify? And then that is a whole host of other issues. And then you have to look at the fact that the families that benefit from the casinos is a very small amount. Has anybody ever been on a reservation, seen the statistics that come out of Native American on these
Yes.
Indian reservations? They're poor, they're sick, they're ill, they have the worst part of their native land they were given. The absolute worst part. I mean, they have it bad. I don't think any reparation system, I think we're better off without the reparations. If anything, the only reparations we should get should be free college for all African Americans. And then leave it at that. Education is elevation, and we can get ourselves by our bootstraps through education and get better jobs and gain wealth that way. I just don't think we need to start getting into blood quantum and how Black you have to be and all of these stipulations. And then next thing you know, they're going to sequester us in certain areas of the country because you get your 40 acres and a mule, but I'm going to give this to you in Nebraska. Okay, well, what the hell's in Nebraska? Like, what are you going to do with a bunch of Black people in Nebraska? I mean, just giving the country that much control is never a good thing. Nobody ever benefits from that. And then to give somebody who has no background with ever having to deal with any like financial windfall or anything like that is really difficult. We are going to spend it on superficial things. It's not like we're not going to do it. It's difficult without proper education and teaching. But of course, they're going to give you all of these things, but they're not going to teach you how to use it.
Well, that's for them
Mia,
to decide. For me, like I think that's Mia. No offense, I'm gonna be real with you. I think that's offensive to say. Listen, it's a debt that's owed. Okay, 40 acres and a mule was promised to these people. For what I don't know the history. Gray, do you know the history why foundation Black people didn't get their 40 acres and a mule?
I think Mia mad she not gonna get her full check. I'm just
No,
joking.
it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I'm doing all right without it. I'm doing all right without it. I
I'm
mean,
just
I'm
blood
kidding.
quantum would tell me I only get 50%.
Can I say
It's
something?
okay.
Maybe less than that because your father might be mixed. You don't know.
Can I say
I
something
mean, if he's,
real quick?
let me
yeah.
answer her question. Then go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
I think it's because Abraham Lincoln got assassinated, right? Nora,
I don't know. I want to know.
can
David, you
you
know a
fact
lot of
check?
history.
Go
David,
ahead,
tell me
Vogel.
why, because he knows a lot. Keep going.
Vogel, go ahead while she finds it.
Okay. I was just gonna say I think
That's why it wasn't
instead of going
ratified.
after we're focused on the wrong things, like going after reparations and what's supposed to be owed to us instead of getting like major corporations and building to bring wealth within the community. So here in Kansas City, there is a Black area called 18 Divine, and it was part of the Chitlin Circuit. And when Black people couldn't tour in the white venues, it's it's never funded properly, and the area could be so much better than what it is, but we have this stigma that money is evil, being rich is bad. If we go about the money instead of preserving Black culture, that we're wrong for it. And I think that area, I wish, because it's one of my goals in the next 10 or 20 years. When I finally get my check, um, get my bag. I just
All
want to put like
100%.
I just want to put a 10-story glass building there and try to get the white people to bring their corporations there, and we get the money off the property, make them pay us rent like that. And I think that's where we go wrong. We're in America, that's a capitalist society, and we're not playing the game. Like, we got to get on board and play the game. When in
I
Rome,
saw
do as.
someone attack us in the chat, say we're not educated enough to have a discussion. At least we're having this discussion. Who else is
Yes,
talking about
Right.
this?
but that's
Like,
what
I
they're gonna
mean,
do.
you feel like you're doing better than us, but yeah, we're having this discussion. But go ahead,
Keyboard warriors.
Nora.
Well, like, what's their purview? What would qualify us to not be? I
I
mean,
don't know.
It goes back
right?
to colorism, Mia, because you're mixed and I'm not considered Black.
Oh my
And that's, I mean, to me, it's a new form of colorism. It's a new form of division in America. We had the field Negroes and the house Negroes in the 1800s, and now we're doing this. So this is another way to divide Black people. But anyways, it says the reason why is because President Andrew Jackson reversed General Sherman's Field Order 15, which had promised this land distribution to formerly enslaved people, effectively returning the land to the Confederate land orders instead of allowing free slaves to keep it. Okay, so it was promised, it wasn't done. That's why I think it's owed. And for me, is that's my position. But I respect what y'all are saying because it is mental chains.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. You got another clip, Nora?
Yeah, I have more, a couple more. Okay, so this next clip, um, this talks about, again, like I tell you guys, this is a grift. I'm going to have someone talk about the critiques of it.
Of the movements, of those movements, particularly ADOS, because that seemed to be where you were focused on. And what do you see as a viable alternative?
Tone and the broader ADOS movement was that it became clear that, for instance, on issues of how we understand the role Black people play in the economy, the role immigration plays in the economy, the role Pan-Africanism has played to Black liberation, it became clear that there was a divergence. And instead of just engaging in a principled way, I think she and some of around her descended into some inappropriate behavior very publicly. I will not claim to have been the best in behavior myself, but my initial attempt was to say, let's engage, let's have a principled discussion, even debate. And all that came back was a lot of either hostility or really, I thought, dangerous reframing and rebranding of these historical movements and what people's arguments have been. So longer story short, my ultimate problem with what ADOS and FBA do is that they isolate. I think they take a very ultimately white supremacist, conservative, capitalist approach to the very real problem that they do identify, that is targeting Black America. I do agree that Black America, and this is in fact the nature of my argument in this book, is that Black America does have a very particular history and relationship to this society and its economy that does need to be addressed and repaired. But the strategy to get there, I think, should involve the Black radical tradition. Yes,
help me understand this with some analytical clarity, or specificity. What specifically are they arguing that you disagree with?
Stupid
if the
ass,
fundamental argument is for them that there is a unique and specific justice claim that American descendants of slavery have by virtue of being descendants of an American slavery project that produced the American empire, that produced all this wealth, that produced and grew American capitalism on the backs of exploited enslaved Africans. If that's the argument, right? I don't think you disagree with that argument per se. I can't imagine you do. So, and I don't want to. That's why I don't want later on for there to be straw men. What is the actual intellectual disagreement or critique you have of them? Because I think I have a sense of disagreement around Pan-Africanism, but I want to understand yours.
And actually, this has been an issue that I and others have had with even some elements of the reparations movement before the rise of ADOS and FBA, is that it is a narrowing and almost an isolationist effort within the United States to have the United States, as you put it, which, as you accurately put it, created all of these problems. It is said we will wed ourselves in isolation to that entity for redress. And it rejects, and sometimes with great levels of hostility, all the preceding efforts to internationalize the struggle, to bring impact from outside the United States onto the United States government to strengthen the Black American political project and aspirations, and then to rebrand themselves as the logical extension and the improvement of those Black radical histories and traditions, without acknowledging why some of them have either been stalled or failed, which is because they were targeted by the state, the most powerful and suppressive entity,
So someone in the chat wrote, ADOS is the LGBT political organization with members, foundational Black Americans as a lineage. Jay, thank you for your engagement, but they both have websites where they're asking for, guess what? What do you think they're asking for on their website?
Money. Offering.
Wait, can you say it again?
Offering.
So I can
pass the
yeah,
church
and if
plate.
Pat, say it again, Vulgar.
Yeah, they pass around that church plate. Yep.
I'm gonna share it to you so you guys can see. This is FBA's website. Guess who's attached to it? Gray, you know.
Steve Bannon.
Well, that's what you say, but Tariq Nasheed. And supposedly they're, and I will say this to be fair to Gray, they are allegedly being funded by right wing. He says Steve Bannon. I couldn't find that in my research, but that's the argument against it. So again, what does this say on here, Vulgar?
What's
Buy
that say?
now.
Yeah.
You can buy. You guys can spend your money with them.
I'm not against any nonprofit. asking for money, but I feel like um, the fact that they are being funded by right wing people kind of seems like they're trying to cause a division. And to the people,
is whether you want to call him a race explainer or whether you want to call him the sort of Negro whisperer. And the point I want to make in this video, and I won't take up a whole lot of time doing it, is why having these sorts of race explainers or black spokespeople, is just kind of detrimental to the black community. Because the thing is, when you look at Al Sharpton, like, he doesn't necessarily speak for black people. He doesn't even, it's not like he even takes a poll of his National Action Network to speak for black, or at least tell people this is what my, the National Action Network members think about whatever's happening. He goes on to MSNBC basically to leverage the political capital of black people in a way that enriches himself. And that's a legacy that goes all the way back to Booker T. Washington in terms of enriching yourself by telling, the white community what you think the black community feels.
To the people in the chat, like, I'm a Democrat. I voted for Kamala. You're calling us whatever. The other people voted for Trump, but we're having a super discussion right here. And I feel like that we have bigger fish to fry in the sense of with these young kids with Dracos, switches, spinning the bin, mass incarceration. And I want to plug Vogler's show. Vogler just got a Monday show, and we'll be talking to someone that's dealing with mass incarceration. Like, my cousin got life for deleting somebody. And Mia was saying earlier, like, who do the guys look up to when there's just a moment house? They look up to the guys in the street. They look up to the guy pulling up with the foreign whip, with the chains on, with the money, who all the girls want. That's who they look up to. I myself am guilty of it, and we're the people. Those are the people that we like. Oh, would be like him because it ain't a daddy in the house. For sure.
Wow.
I'm gonna say with both of these movements, when they're asking for money, and what I don't like and why I feel like it's a grift is because somebody like Tyreek is successful, right, wealthy, and instead of teaching us how to fish, he's trying to give us a fish, right? He's not. He could show us how you got wealthy instead of complaining about that we deserve some type of reparations of money. The fact that you're successful means that we could do it too. And that's why I feel like it's a grift, because they're getting rich off of. They don't want to show the people at the bottom how to come up. And I feel like that's what a lot of these groups do. Even somebody like Dr. Umar, they're grifting because they're not empowering black men. They're just creating these situations to keep us hamster wheel.
What about you, Mia?
I agree. I think that it's all just one large scheme and one large money grab. I mean, there's a difference between a hand up and a hand out. And when people talk about reparations or anything like that, it seems to be a hand out and not a hand up, or nothing that, I mean, if you give somebody one fish, you feed them for one day. But if you teach them how to fish, they'll eat for a lifetime. And none of these groups are really putting forth any framework to teach us how to fish so we can pass that on to the next generation for their wealth accumulation.
True.
Yep.
Laura?
The biggest thing for me is it's very divisive. They have these terms and these phrases, kind of like with the whole, the transgender movement in our country, very similar to that. You're redefining what a woman is. They got this tether term. I'm going to play this clip. I'm sure the chat is going to love this clip. And this is where they call immigrants, or I guess, is it a behavior grade? Can you explain it? I mean, I don't fully understand it.
Play it.
Yeah, I'm gonna play where they talk about tethers, and this will be our last clip of the night.
Undermining those of us that are from the slave. The key word is undermining. Why do y'all keep on ignoring that?
But Malcolm X, his mother was from Grenada, right?
You just ignored the question I asked you.
I'm just saying, like before we even go off in the weeds.
No, we're talking about the definition of the words you got a problem with, which is tether, right?
I think Tariq just fooling y'all because if we
So you know
Yeah,
Malcolm X
he's
was a
definitely
pimp,
fooling
right?
them.
we could go all into the past of what
No,
they
no, that's what we're talking about. You going into Tariq past.
Yeah,
What
and
about
we
Malcolm
we
no,
X
pay
I'm
past?
asking you
taxes
why you
too,
going into
and
like Luke
we're
past,
helping to build your country. So
fuck
you're
We're not
welcome.
going into Luke past. We're going into Luke's present. This is what he did presently.
I just heard you say it like you was talking about why you want to disrespect our sisters, calling
That's
them
not the past.
riches and hoes. But that's what the music
That's
he
the
did.
present.
He
That's
don't
the
do that.
present.
No, he don't cut records anymore. What are you talking about?
He just literally was on live saying that these females, Glorilla and such owes him a check and owes him thanks because he taught them how to pop they pee and doo-doo brown and how to twerk and all of that. He said that presently.
It doesn't fail,
Bruh,
Gray. I'm for
we're talking
reparations. I'm
about
still a
the
tether.
word
Can you
tether.
make this up?
If you
Oh,
talking
no,
I'm
about
gonna
You
you
can't
ain't
make
respond to
this
tether.
them.
stuff up.
look.
They're
You see this
crazy.
right here? This is Tariq. Now look at this. Look how you disrespecting these women. Look at it.
Okay, I'm not
So it's a
Tariq.
wash. So it's
I'm
a
not
wash.
talking about Tariq. I'm talking about the word tether.
That it leads up to the word tether. It's a wash.
A tether. Did
These
Tariq
people are
bring up
sick.
Malcolm
They're
X and
crazy.
Farrakhan?
Well, Tariq got him in it. I think he got Malcolm
Did
in it.
Tariq bring up Malcolm X and Farrakhan?
Probably did. More likely him. He got to drag everybody in his mess, bro. So
Well, you lying now. So I'm not going to entertain playing dumb and lying because if I saw it, you definitely saw it. So yeah, tether is, according to Tariq, just like we take words and make it mean what we want it to mean, the black slang dictionary, because you done force ninja down our throat. So everybody ninjas with attitude, it's okay to say, no, ninja is a term of endearment now. Like, so if he's telling you what the word means, it means those that ain't from the descendants of slave coming here undermining those of us that are from the descendants of slaves, undermining us socially, economically, politically. And we clearly see what Luke's contribution to the descendants of slaves, women and girls have been and is to this day. And he's the one that brought up Malcolm X and Farrakhan and compare himself to them and put himself in the same
Yo, you're
category as
sick, bro.
them,
You're
as
on
though
my chat
he's not a
writing
tether. He's
foolishness.
not been
These people are
undermining
funny.
their
I
work.
can't.
He's the main underminer of their work among our people. Because our biggest problem is the mental condition of our women and girls.
Wow.
75% of the problem of our people, of the mental death of our people, is with our women and girls. So we have people like that are absolute tethers. That's the definition of it.
Bro, like,
So
and just so you guys know, the definition of tether constantly changes. On our last video, they all of the guys on the call were foundationally black men. Guess what they called them? Tethers. You guys have to laugh. Go ahead, Armand. Go ahead, Grace.
first to respond to multi-generation mulatto, you said the C word as the term for black people that's derogatory. But I'm the one that voted for the black lady. You voted for the white guy. But I don't feel, how basically you're saying, oh, they send in money to foreign countries. America's going to have to do that. I just want to respond to your comment. But shout out to Dana from the Judge Joe Brown Man Up show. She's the person who gave me the description of what a tether is. So Jordan Peele directed Get Out 2. And so in Get Out 2, there's a family that's evil or demons or whatever they are. And they look exactly like the other family. So they come out and they take the family's lives. So they're taking that movie and calling black immigrants tetherers, saying that they're acting like black Americans, but they really aren't. That's what the definition is. Slim, you just got on here. Thanks for showing up. What's your take on this? You're muted. You're muted. Go ahead, Vogel. Something must have happened to this thing.
It's confusing to me. The whole tether thing it's so stupid. I can't even really even comment. To be honest with you,
Going crazy, like,
yeah,
bro, like,
it's
and just to answer you, I'm proud to be half Jamaican. I'm proud to be half Moroccan. But guess what? I am an American first. I'm proud to be an American. You're not going to take that from me because you think I should be back somewhere. I pay my taxes. I am a functioning member of society and I contribute to society. So whether you like it or not, sweetheart, go read your constitution. For this country was built on the backs of American slaves and immigrants. Whether you like it or not, learn your history. It's that
Mia,
simple.
Mia, go ahead.
Honestly, I still the term tether, I don't even know. It seems so it seems so made up.
yeah, it,
It literally just seems like it's just ridiculous. I can't. I mean, it's when does it stop?
And
Like,
they're saying I'm disrespecting them. Like, I don't think I said anything disrespectful other than calling out the grifts for what it is. And I'm helping you out because I'm telling you not to go send your money to that BS grift organization. I'm helping you out, sweetheart. Like I'm helping you save your coins.
I don't think we're being disrespectful to y'all. If Jay Daniels, I think you're FBA. We are bringing information to people, and we're going based off of history. History, we all went to different countries. Brazil is actually the country that imported the most slaves. So their population is so mixed. People assume that Brazilian is just a race when really they've made it so many times with the people from Portugal, the people from Africa, that it's almost became a totally different race. So for you to say let's separate people when really we can probably all trace our lineage back to one place, we feel like isn't right. Nora.
Bro, these people are crazy. Like this is a sickness, and I'm gonna pray to
yeah.
God, to Jesus, because we serve Jesus Christ or your God, whatever God that is. We don't serve these terms. We don't serve these organizations, and it sounds almost like a cult if you're going in this hard. That's just my opinion, and that's the last thing I have to say, me personally. What's your closing words, Vulgar?
I just, I to me, it just sounds like an excuse. The Tyreek and the people who had that group, they're successful. They got bread, they got money. I think they're going against the people who don't really want to go to their state and get an LLC and start a business and create something. They get these type of people who are struggling and looking at gang. Most gang members came because they were looking for something that was missing to fill a void. And I think that's what they're doing. They're taking advantage of these black men who don't want to get up and work hard. So it's just creating a gang.
Mia, before you give your closing thoughts, what do you think of the new party? I mean, you came on new lunch with the new party. How was your experience?
oh no, this has been fun. I really enjoy the topics. I really enjoy the conversation. It's nice to have just good, meaningful conversation with people, even if the people in the comments are a little weird, to say the least. But no, this has been fun.
You have any closing thoughts?
Honestly, I think all of it is a scam to get money and to divide people. And really, we should be concentrating on restructuring our government agencies and the bigger picture.
Slim, you just I know you had some technical difficulties. Do you want to just give your closing thoughts? I know you didn't see a lot of the stuff, but we talked about a lot of the same stuff that we talked on lunch with the new party.
Okay, well, yeah, man. I was trying to. I got a phone call right when you called on me. Kind of sucks, but
Okay.
it is what it is. To be honest with you, I've never heard that term. Is that a term utilized for brothers or black people or whatever?
Heather?
Yeah.
No. Tether's term is to refer to us that are children of immigrants or immigrated here when they feel like they say when we're attacking their culture, even though on the call 85, I told you I support reparations because their whole grift is to get reparations. Let's be frank. So even when you go against them, you're a tetherer to 85 because you're attacking Black culture.
That's the new word. It's always a new word somewhere.
Yeah.
It's
I just
always
wanted to hear what
just
the
like
hell was that
cis
about.
female. It's like cis female. You know the words that they made up
Yeah,
about
yeah,
like
they
man and
always
woman now.
creating
It's just
something.
like
They
that.
need. Hey, I agree with Voger, man. They need to create LLCs, create jobs, man. I believe everybody on this planet, we have something special to give to the world. If we focusing on the things that don't matter, what are we actually doing? You know what I'm saying? So I believe we all have it in us to do something. I don't think we need reparations. Sorry, Nora, you might beat me up.
It's
But
okay. I ain't gonna defend it no more. I don't care. I'm a tetherer. Remember that. Everything I say is a tether.
yeah, I don't even know that term. I'm gonna have to learn some more information on that term. But I'm
Yeah, it's
sorry I'm
wild.
late, guys. I was locked in.
No problem. First, I want to thank the FBA and ADOS subscribers. I know we going back and forth with y'all, but y'all did subscribe to the channel. Y'all did come and watch. Y'all could have been doing anything else, and y'all came here and y'all watched what we had on the show. So I really appreciate that. I mean, I appreciate the comments. And we, the new party, we're all different. So we're going to be bringing different stuff that y'all, some things y'all actually might be happy about. I want to thank Mia. She's the newest member of the new party. We talk. I hope she can start coming on Wednesday on a regular basis. I think that's what she said. She's available. Volger is starting the Manosphere. He's going to be the host on that. Slim is going to be there too. But Volger will be the host, and he'll be doing that. He has some stuff coming. Go ahead, Nora.
Oh no, I just wanted to start by thanking our guests. Mia, can you let everyone know where to find you? And then I'm gonna play a clip from your content.
Oh, you can find me on TikTok. My handle name is It's Mia, not Maya. And that is my only social media. So that's where you'll find me.
All right, so let's play this clip and go check her out.
I just want to thank Joe Biden. I just want to thank that old, crusty, nasty mother effer for being the nastiest, crustiest, most pettiest, crab-legged motherfucker to walk the planet. Like, did we forget about Maui? Did we forget about the hurricanes that we've had this year? Have we forgotten about the massive train wrecking that spilled all those biohazard chemicals in East Palestine?
So yeah, everyone go follow Mia. That's her name in the link below. So everyone that's watching, we live stream every Tuesday and Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be posting the topics Sunday evenings if you guys would like to see them. Again, thank you for coming because every time you guys watch, even if you hate us, every time you comment, thank you so much for the engagement because you're going to make us break probably 10,000 tonight. So we appreciate you. Thanks for the hate. And I really pray, and I genuinely mean this, that you go and get help because it's a sickness that you guys have. No, I'm so serious. And I'm really going to pray for you guys tonight. I'm going to pray to Jesus that you guys find some healing in your hearts. Having hate in your hearts, it's a sickness. It's going to consume you. So I'm going to pray for your growth and your healing.
Oh, it's your Candace Owens.
Yeah.
And the Manosphere start when? December 30th?
Yeah, we can do that. Yep.
All right, December 30th. That's good for you too, Slim?
Yeah. That's I mean, long as it's after the football season. I don't want
Yeah,
to come on a Monday night.
of course. And Brooks, I put him on too. Me and Slim, we got a mutual friend. That's how we know each other. My boy Brooks. For sure. But go ahead, Nora, close us out.
David, I really liked you in the chat. Thank you for giving some facts and not giving emotions like most people. If you'd like to come on and be a part of us, we do lunch with the new parties, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you guys can come on and follow us. It's at the new party 24, and you can come follow us, and you can come be a guest then, David. So we really appreciate you for watching.
Like we always say on the new party, always vote.
Always vote.
Always vote.
Always vote.
God bless.